Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal, and in this video it's the last of the 7 classes from the Project Diablo 2 Season 5 beta servers. It's finally time for the Paladin, and the 3 builds we are testing on this season's beta is the Fist of Heavens, it is the Paladin, and it is the Vengeance Paladin. There's a couple of builds that have been requested heavily for me to test, and we're going to do that in this video. If you do enjoy the video, hit me with a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to write a comment down below for what you are doing in this season and what characters you're looking forward to play. If you do enjoy the video, hit me with a like and a subscribe, and I will see you again on the next video. Let's test this Fist of Heavens build, if I can avoid to screw up my buttons here. So we're here with the first Paladin build. It is the Fist of Heavens. It's what I played in Season 4. So this is a blue copy of the build that I had then. Mercenary is running Doom for the crowd control. And we're doing Laying of Hands, String of Ears, Gores, Crown of Ages for the damage reduction, and Templars for the Might aura, so he does a bit more damage. I'm running Hodo, Steel Shade, 210 FCR Amulet, Herald, Waterwalks, Enigma, Trangs, Wisp, SOJ, Arax, Life and Res, Life and Mana, Small Charms, Torch Annie, and Combat Skillers. Of course, we have CTA on swap. The build is pretty straightforward. We take 1 point in Salvation for Conviction packs or low res, and we are playing Redemption as our main aura. The build is just max out Fist of Heavens with all synergies and dump the rest of the points in Holy Shield. So a lot of people that keep asking me about Conviction. Conviction is absolutely not worth it for this build because the majority of the damage that you're doing is misleading. By looking at this, you would think it's lightning damage, but the damage that actually damages the map is magic damage, which Conviction does nothing to. So Conviction is only right to play on Fist of Heavens if you are playing in big 8-man groups. Then you want to max your Conviction to be more useful for the group. So we're going to jump into a 311% density Throne of Insanity map. It's pretty big map right there. Buff up, summon the spirit. Oh, the spirit disappeared. Alright, I understand. That bug is not fixed yet. So we're playing Redemption on the left button over here. And we are gonna play Fist of Heavens right here. So the way you want to do this is that you target the target that is closest to you. So that the holy bolts that come out from the hit shotguns backwards and hits through everything else. These succubi are not ideal, of course. Particularly if you have amp damage on you. But it is what it is. It's a pretty badass map here. So we just gotta get through the first couple of packs, and we're gonna be good. So the damage, this is what you want to see, right? You see the shotgunning damage, the holy bolts just delete everything. That's what you're looking for with this build. So this build is pretty damn good. It is kind of noisy. Well, it's a little bit noisy. It's not as bad as other builds, but it is kind of noisy. Although the build is very, very strong. Very, very strong. I don't really feel like testing this too much. This, like, you can see it yourself. This is over 300% density tier 3 map. And we're just slaying across the board. Max block, high damage reduction. Mercenary took a hit, just leeches right back up. It's a very, very nice build, and I absolutely recommend you to check out this build if you want to play the Paladin. Super, super strong, super fun. I played this to I don't know, was it like level 98? In Season 4, so absolutely recommend this Fist of Heavens build. So let's jump over to a Paladin and see what we can do there. Alright, second Paladin build for this guide video, and it is the Holy Freeze Paladin. Mercenary, running Infinity, and the Crown of Ages for some sustain with String of Ears. Just Templars, Laying of Hands, and Gores. Pretty standard build for the Mercenary. Call to Arms and the Herald on swap here to be able to keep these two equipped, or mostly the Nightwing, because it has skills when you do battle orders. Because there's a ton of strength on Herald. Frostwind with the 2 Sur runes just for the life after kill. On live servers, you would actually put in 2 more facets here and just have life after kill corrupted on either your boots or your rings or something like this. I would say you need about 7 to 10 life after kill on this build. Nightwings with facets, Crescent Moon for the attack speed and the skills, Shaft Stop for the damage reduction. We are on hardcore, 3 facets in here. Double Umrune. You would always do this 2 sockets with a +1 skill normally, but because we don't have corruptions, we put in a Cham Rune to emulate that we have a Cham Rune on the sprockets. And we do sprockets for the run walk since we don't have Enigma, and for the flat cold damage. Flat cold damage and negative cold res on Frost Burns as well. 2 skill rings, Wisp, BK, and we have Snow Clash. Life and Rest Charms, Torch Annie, and offensive skillers across the board. The build is quite straightforward. We max Holy Freeze with all the synergies, so Blessed Aim, Salvation, and Resist Cold. I took 10 points in Joust to lower the cooldown, and I dumped the rest of the points in Holy Shield. So at level 95, you will have 7 points spare when you have 1 here, or I have 7 or 6, I can't remember. But you can play around with that. You can go only 1 in Holy Shield if you want. More Joust cooldown, more Zeal for higher attack rating. It's all up to you. It's not set in stone how to use those extra points. We have a big map. We have a 245% Throne of Insanity. So let's jump down there and see what we can do. So we buff up, and because we have Herald on swap, we use Holy Shield on swap with Call to Arms. It's more skills than on main hand. And we have to remap Heart of the Wolverine. There we go. And then we go. So Joust and Seal. So the build has quite good damage actually. It's obviously a melee build. It's obviously not the fastest or best build you have seen in your life, but it's absolutely working. I think that's the most important. It's a pretty fun build to play. If you're using name locking, it's a pretty chill build to play. It's only literally Joust and Zeal you will use outside of just the pre-buffing, of course. So yeah, it's a pretty cool build. This the Joust is something that takes a few minutes to get used to. We have some immune to cold units here that is obviously not helping us. So maybe Throne of Insanity isn't the map that you want to do on this character, but I wanted to do a tough map for just showcasing what this build is capable of doing. But I do, however, think that if you want to play this build, you want to prioritize a map that has a pretty linear progression. So something like River of Blood, that is very straightforward. I think also, isn't it like Fall of Chaldeum? That is very straightforward. No, it's Pandemonium Fortress was the one I was talking about. Very straightforward. Can't remember for the life of me right now if there's cold even down there, but yeah. So just pick a linear map, and this character is gonna do pretty well. Hey, we found a Phase Blade. Let's take a look at that. Lightsaber. So yeah, pretty cool build. Life after kill, mana after kill. Put that in your gear, since you almost do no physical damage with this build. So you need life after kill and not life leech, mana leech. And the build is pretty cool. I like this quite a lot. Obviously, it doesn't cater to everybody. I understand that, but if you want to play a aura-based Paladin, absolutely worth checking out this Holy Freeze Paladin. Now, over to the last of the builds. It's been a long time. We have tested 44 builds in the early game and in the late game, and this is going to be the last one now, and it is the Vengeance Paladin. So I will see you in a couple of seconds. Here we are, the last Paladin video in this guide, and also the last of the guides. We have gotten through all of them now. The final build is a Vengeance Paladin, and we're playing Pus Bitter for the Mercenary with really, really high breakpoint attack speed. 155 is the breakpoint. So just try to get that breakpoint. You don't need EDIS, just go for attack speed. Have Giant Skull, String Laying, and Marowaks for Canopy Frozen, and Strength, so you can put on Templars and a random bolts over here. I have a CTA and Herald, of course. Another Herald with facets. We have Stormlash with mana per kill and IS. On live, you wouldn't necessarily do that. You would get IS corruptions on at least belt and gloves. But since we don't have the ability to have corruptions, that's what we have. So we have Kiras with triple facets. We have a Shaft Stop with 3 Burr Runes. That's the only source of damage reduction we have. T-Gods, stats, and lightning damage. Inferno Strides, fire damage, and also maximum fire res, very nice, and fire res flat. 2 skill rings, and we have the Heart of the Wolverine for the Mercenary for a little bit extra damage. Res and life across the board, and we have 1 res and elemental damage. Torch Annie, and we have 9 skillers. So the build is 1 Joust, max Vengeance, 1 Holy Shield. We have nothing in defense. Could potentially take 1 in Salvation if you want to do that. I chose to not, but you can do that if you want to do it. Max Conviction, max Holy Shock, max Holy Freeze, and then we dumped the rest of the points in Holy Fire. So that's the build, and we have a massive cow map here. 284% density. Let's take it for a spin and see how it goes. Very high damage build this. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff happening at the same time. Just deleting these cow packs. It's a very cool build. You gotta be... gotta get used to the cooldown of your Joust. Since I haven't played this build so much, I have a tendency to switch and try and cast Joust before it's available. That's something that you will get into your fingers, though, when you have played it for a few hours. So yeah, really, really high damage. Very, very nice build. It doesn't need to be super expensive. It will be, of course, a bit more risky to play, particularly on hardcore, because we have life skillers and we have multiple Burr Runes in a Shaft Stop. But all in all, you can make this build work with a lower budget than this. This is a very, very high damage build, and as for a melee build, is really, really cool. Maybe we should... we have charge. Let's charge over to... Oh. Over to desync. I think I crashed the game, guys. Crashed the game! Oh, that's funny. Well, we did get out of that one too. Even if that was a rough one. That was a rough one. But yeah, I wanted to include the Cow Queen in the kill. Just because of showing how to kill the boss. Okay, we are actually dealing with this surprisingly well, and I'm actually also surprised that the mercenary is able to keep herself alive. The Act 1 mercenary usually was notorious for not being able to keep herself alive. So we're gonna see how this goes in a minute here. So she's gonna be coming up right over here. Okay, let's see. Wait, no Cow Queen? Wait, the event took the boss? Is that supposed to happen? Oh, there she is. I mean, that's pretty good, though. That's not too bad. This is with this is obviously with Vengeance. I didn't swap to Zeal. My hit percent? Well, flat hit percent is 85%, but that doesn't take into account the conviction lower of defense. So I think the hit chance is 95% because she has 0 defense because I'm playing conviction. So I think I'm capped.
I need a key. No.
Yeah. Enemies also have block chance. I should try with Corpse Ward? Nah. I don't want to do that. Like, this... okay, it's gonna sound a little silly. This is good enough, right? If you play this on hardcore, that's good enough for you. I don't want to make a guide video that is like a glass cannon for hardcore and risk having a bunch of people playing my build and then coming in complaining because they keep dying. I think it's better to just have it like the way it is, have the extra survivability, and be happy with it, honestly. I like... Shaft Stop is a really, really good armor. And I really like this build, actually. But okay. That was the Paladin. And it's been a long, long road. We have tested 23 early game builds, all on my YouTube channel. Exclamation point early farm on my Twitch channel if you want to get that shortcut. 23 builds for all characters at level 80. Where should you farm? Which builds are strong? Which builds are weak? Not meant to make you play that build. It's more meant to make you understand that even if you want to play something that it could be weak at 80, you want to play that later on, maybe you should spec the stronger build, use that to farm your items, and then respec to the build you really want to play when you have acquired the currency that you need to transition into the other build. But this TLDR for the Paladin, obviously Fist of Heavens is super, super strong. It's one of my favorite builds in the game. I couldn't recommend it enough. Super safe on hardcore, range, 3 different damage types. You have magic damage, light damage, and physical damage from the mercenary. Can deal with anything. Max block, reasonable DR. It's just, in my mind, one of the best builds in the entire game. But also, we played the Holy Freeze Paladin previous to this one, and this is the Vengeance Paladin. Both builds are very interesting. You can definitely play both of these builds, and I particularly liked the Vengeance Paladin here. It was a very, very cool build. So don't forget to write down below if you are playing any of these characters, and tell me how it's going for you in this season, or if you are planning on playing this in the future. Thank you so much for watching this Paladin guide video. Until the next time, take care, and I will see you soon.